Look what I found. A little shaker. Hello, boys and girls, and everyone in between. I see you out there. Everyone's a friend on this channel. So I watched some movies, and I'm gonna talk about them. I'm so tired. Todd thoughts. Todd thoughts. Todd thoughts. In the name of positivity, I'm going to say 5 things that I enjoyed about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to use my handy whiteboard here. Please ignore this part. This tells me when I need to take my dog out. I took her out at 7 a.m., so she should be good till about noon. This is a double note. One that reminds me of how sad it is that we live in a world without the game PT. And 2, we need to get paper towels. Number 1, my favorite part of The Last Jedi. Kylo Ren and Rey Sanchez talk to each other with the Force over their Force brains. I think they have good chemistry. Did I want them to kiss? No. Number 2, Ewoks are still canon. I love the Porgs. I was hoping we would see more Porgs, but that's okay. We got Ewoks. The Ewoks are back, guys. I love Ewoks. They're cute little bear creatures. How could you not like those? And if you're saying it's kiddie shit, fuck you. All of Star Wars is kiddie shit. It might as well be cute shit than pandering shit like the fuck. Number 3. Finn's hair. I think John Boyega is a real cute boy, and I like that they let him grow his hair out for this one. He also wears the jacket real good. So I saw this article right before I saw Rise of the Skywalker that said, "Gay kiss edited out of international versions of Star Wars." Oh fuck, they did it. Finn and Poe are gonna fucking kiss. So I'm sitting there in the theater, and every time Finn and Poe are like getting close together, I'm like, oh shit, actually gonna do it. Disney, you're not the spineless overlords that I thought you were. Little was I wrong, because about an hour and a half in, they started getting lady love interests to show that they're not the gays. Parents can sit at home feeling happy that their kids didn't have to see kind, nice, interracial portrayals of gay. Sure glad there's those ladies in the background kissing. That made me feel better. Number 4, I thought that weird ice planet looked really cool. Sorry. The ice planet that they escaped from in the beginning in the Millennium Falcon. I'm glad we were there for all of 2 minutes. Thanks, Star Wars. Rey shot lightning! Rey being a Palpatine was fucking stupid, but her shooting lightning was cool. I hated the scene. They should have killed Chewbacca. I don't give a fuck. The moment where she shoots lightning was the only time I felt excited during the whole film. Rey shot lightning. Cool. And there you have it, folks. Those are my feelings on Star Wars. I hit my shin really hard. So I posted a video a little while ago expressing some reactions to the Rise of the Skywalker. What a clunky fucking title. And I said, maybe I'll do a Todd's Thought. Maybe I'll do a fucking little Todd's Thought. Everyone's seen it and everyone's made a video about it. What could I possibly have to add? Overly long, confusing. There's a lot of decisions made for sheer economy, I guess, and not really creative flourishes. But Star Wars hasn't always been the most creative franchise. If you don't have anything new to say about the people that you're making stories about, then maybe find, I don't know, different people to make stories about. What I'm more concerned about is fandom. Is this a badge? Is this badge enough? I thought this was a great concept. I like Star Wars. I don't worship Star Wars, at least not anymore. This is really something I've dwelled on. What does Star Wars mean to me outside the context of everything else? Getting into film, getting into the YouTube culture that was the early 2010s, you had to like nerd centric film. If you didn't, then all the movie talk shows, all the fandoms were miserable. They're still miserable now, but it's self-implemented misery. Every single day there was a new piece of content or a sneak peek or a new little snippet at The Force Awakens. Star Wars was just kind of an entry point. It was kind of the base thing that we all agreed on. This is good. Therefore, this is what movies are. Movies are good, like Star Wars. That just becomes a fact. I don't want to ever say that anyone's fandom in itself is wrong, but I think there's wrong ways to handle the fandom.
Well, a true Star Wars fan watches the TV series, reads the EU books, reads the EU books that aren't even in canon, plays the video games.
I've done all that shit. I've done it. If you like that stuff, great. There's so much of it. But I think there's something inherently wrong with us taking a piece of media and idolizing it to such a point where we have ownership over it. It becomes part of our identity. And if someone asks you,
"Who are you? Why don't you just tell me who you are?"
Well, I'm me. I'm a Star Wars fan, first of all.
But that's not you, brah. They're the most profitable movie series in the fucking universe. That's not who you are. That's not unique.
sportsifying of cinema. It's the sportsifying of fandoms that I don't understand at all. Why we need to have teams and choose sides. Loving cinema to me means that you give everything an equal and open chance, and then you use your critical thinking skills to decipher what you like and what qualities you like from that film. And then you take that to discussions and you listen to what other people take and you give your take. And then together you have a new understanding of the piece of media. That is what loving film is, wanting to grow. You have a little new insight. Now you have a new lens to view it from. At some point, that got so distorted, and this whole picking sides thing became the only thing that mattered. Cinema isn't supposed to be like that, and yet we're insistently always trying to make it about, you can't take criticism from this guy because he said this movie was good, all his points are invalid. And it's like, why? It's incredibly hard to talk about it because it's like, either you reduce the fans down, like, guys, this is just kiddie shit. They're movies, they're make-believe. But at the same time, you're trying to uphold and say, no, but cinema is important. And there's this contradiction that even I struggle with. How much credit do you give to cinema, but then pull it away when people take it too far? And where's the balance? And just screaming at people, screaming at actors and directors and studio heads that couldn't give less of a fuck what you say. They're the most profitable corporation in the fucking universe. They don't care. You still subscribe to Disney Plus. You still tweet about them. You keep them relevant. That's all they care about, is that bottom line. Are we relevant enough to sell shit? Star Wars was really one of the first films to teach children you need to learn everyone's name and you need the toy of every single character, and knowledge about the world equates to how high you are in the hierarchy of being a fan. There's that feeling of being let down. There's that feeling of being isolated and separated and not getting the emotion that is expected from you. But that's not your fault. I'm just sad and I'm beat down by the content every single day. It feels like we're trying to cope as a society from a tragedy that happened amongst the film community. You're not a bad person for liking it or still liking the franchise. And you're not a good person for liking it or still liking a franchise. You're just a person who likes a franchise. If we can accept that, then we can all move on and just be better people. I also want to acknowledge that I watched Marriage. Why is there an I in marriage? Marriage? Is that how you're supposed to say it? Adam Driver is a terrific actor. Gigantic hands. Terrific actor, gigantic hands. Scarlett Johansson, still not sure if I like her as an actress. The weird thing is, she can put out a world-class performance, but watching her, I'm like, I don't know if she's acting well. That might be my personal bias against Scarlett Johansson, which I don't know why. I like almost every single movie she's in, but she just doesn't stick out to me. I mean, the point of actors is not to stick out. I take it back. She was great. Not as good as Laura fucking Dern. Laura Dern may be, and I personally have always felt this since Wild at Heart, single greatest and most underrated actress working today. She does big things, but she has small parts in there. When she has meaty material, when she has a character, world class, I'm rooting for her to get a Best Supporting Actress, but that's just me. Here's the interesting part. The Rise of the Skywalker is slightly longer than Marriage Story, but they're both pretty meaty films. I think Marriage Story is like 2 hours and like 16 minutes. The pacing of the scenes is just so incredibly well done that you don't even realize that hours have passed. So there's that scene that's been going around where they blow up and they yell at each other. And that's like the big climax where they finally get all their shit out. By the time we got to that scene, or when I realized that I was at the start of that scene, I thought I was still in like the first half of the film. I didn't even realize that 2 hours had passed. For a film that is that long to just fly by speaks miles to the director, to the editor. Marriage Story didn't make me cry, but did make me laugh a lot. Was surprised at that. I think it is a total jam. If you want to feel something, if you want to see something shot on film, lit, beautifully, acted wonderfully, they made white rooms, plain white office rooms look visually interesting. And that is a feat in itself. So I personally, at the end of this episode, would recommend you watch Marriage Story before you ever watch Rise of the Skywalker. But that's just me. And as we saw, there's going to be toxic fans on either side. So welcome to 2020. Why do I always have so many hairs on this fucking microphone? Thank you for watching this. I'm GreysonTodd. I hope everyone out there has the most blessed... I can't say that. Stay posy, everybody. Rock the fuck on. If you like this video, please subscribe below. I have many other videos that you may also enjoy, possibly. Please support me so I can keep making these. It's the only thing that gives me fulfillment in life. I love you all. Bye-bye. This hand doesn't work.